I got him now. Yep. I got I got you, Wally. I don't know, we just want to gap this. Yes, I have. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, to the amazing, it is the 19th annual Cape Cod St. Patrick's Day Parade. My name is Ben DeCastro, and I am so glad to be joined by the former police chief of the town of Yarmouth, Chief Frank Frederickson. Chief, it's great to see you.
Nice to be here.
Warm. It's a beautiful day here, and folks, the line here on, is this officially Main Street in Yarmouth?
Well, we have like 3 main streets,
okay,
so don't worry. This is Route 28.
The Main Street for today is great. It looks beautiful. We have people lined up in various areas. Of course, they'll be coming out as the parade continues here, and we're very excited to be. This is the first time this parade is being broadcast live and also on replay in various areas, so we're excited to do that. Chief, you have quite the history here. I think every vehicle that has gone by has either saluted you, nobody's thrown anything at you, which is a good thing.
That's coming, I'm sure.
But as I understand it, you have a tradition in this town where you may have used the reverse 911 system once or twice. You have a poem to share, and I think that's the most official way we could kick off this year's broadcast. So, Chief, I turn it over to you.
Hey, top of the morning to you. Let me introduce you to Ben, and I am former Chief Frank. I can assure you that this is not a prank. We will be your host for today's St. Patrick's Parade. I'm sure all the participants will pass the grade. We will be with you throughout the morning, so we promise to entertain and not be boring. This is the 19th year of this annual event. I am sure it's a sure sign of spring that makes us quite content. You don't have to be named Seamus, Ryan, Patrick, or Connor, or something like Riley, Catherine, Kate, or Nora. For today, you're all Irish from the Emerald Isle. So sit back, watch the show, and it will bring a smile. Sláinte.
Look at that. Beautiful. I think that's the official way to kick it off. And, of course, you know, a little while ago, or shortly thereafter, actually, they will be doing the official passing of the shillelagh, which, you know, kind of signifies the start of the parade, and there'll be a flyover as well. There's a lot of things. This is the 19th year, and it's grown exponentially. You were around during the first as it started to grow. What was that like? And, you know, what was the first early years like?
Well, you know, it started with a group of local businessmen, Sons of Erin, put together this idea of a parade, and Mike Whalen, former police chief in Whalen, was instrumental in getting it put together. Started over in Dennis, and you know, the first year, like the first year of anything, you run through and you work out the bugs, and it was successful. It's successful enough to bring it forward, but then it's moved from town to town. It was in Dennis for a couple years, then it was in West Yarmouth for a year. Matter of fact, we had Bobby Orr as the Grand Marshal. Wow. That was I had a thrill. He was my childhood idol, and I had the thrill of driving him to the parade and marching alongside Bobby Orr. So there's been a host of different things. It moved back to Dennis, into Yarmouth for a few years, and then it finally, probably around 2009 or so, it just had its home right here in the route it travels today from Sports World down to Higgins Crow Road. Okay. It's about a 2-mile stretch, and it's grown. The popularity, you can see everybody's aching to do something today.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. And, you know, I've noticed, you know, as we go through the rundown here, there's close to 100 different groups and you know, troops that will be coming through here of all different backgrounds. We've got everything from the civic groups like your Girl Scouts and others, and then you've got some incredible groups like the police departments and everything. We will be looking at all those as the morning goes on. But first, let's take a look at something we filmed a little bit ago. Let's take a look at how the whole thing got started.
When you see it tomorrow, if people see the parade, that's when you get the feeling. It's something that's hard to explain, but when you see all the families together, different generations, that's why I do it. And the fun, people just so much fun. People are so happy when they see the parade. That's what keeps me going, to be honest with you. That's the exact reason I do it, is when you get to the stage where you're so tired, it's so much work, and you're pushing on. It's not just me, it's a committee that works together. But when you walk the route and you see the joy in people's faces, it's just, you can't put a price on that. That's what keeps me going.
So you're Irish, obviously.
Absolutely, from Dublin, yep.
And what does St. Patrick's Day really mean to you?
In Ireland, it was always a religious holiday. It wasn't a big thing where you go out to drinking and all that other stuff that they do nowadays. But it was always a holy day, first of all. But going forward, it became a fun day and a good family day, and that's what's changed all over the world. And that's what it means to me, is people getting together as a community, different groups, doesn't matter walk of life, different backgrounds. And it's become, even though it's the St. Patrick's Day parade, we include everybody in the parade. We've got a Ukrainian group, Brazilian group marching, different groups all marching together. And it's a community, it unifies the community. That's what you'll see it tomorrow when you see the parade. It unifies the whole Cape Cod, just becomes one big family, happy family.
Of tradition, you have traditional Irish music, and we are now going to show you the passing of the shillelagh, which kicks off the parade. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to tap it on the ground 3 times. That is what starts the whole thing. Of course, that was Laurie Sullivan interviewing Chairman Des Keogh, who is the chairman of the parade here, and of course talking about just the history and everything. Now Laurie was there, I think, pretty early in the night. I assume that restaurant there got pretty packed as the night went on, as people were getting ready to revel in today's glory and festivities.
Well, I would assume so. I swung by there earlier in the evening, and I just kept going. It was quite a collection of characters building at that time.
Well, you certainly got to get a good night's sleep, because there are a lot of different things that we're going to be showing you here today. Now, I could be wrong. I think maybe in the distance, is that our flyover right over there, perhaps? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
No. Okay, all right.
No, that's
no.
We have an airport. Even though we're Cape Cod, we do have an airport. Okay,
it's a very important airport down over there. Now, This is the 19th year this parade has been here, and it's grown to become the 3rd largest St. Patrick's Day parade in New England. And it's driven behind the driving force behind it is a group of volunteers who are really committed to celebrating Ireland's patron saint, but also the history of the Irish community on Cape Cod. And I think there's something to be said by that, because I was going back, I was looking through trying to figure out when essentially did the Irish settle here, and it was around the 1800s is when they the 1600s is where they really started to make their way over here. And of course there were some conflicts, some wars, but this area, Cape Cod, was never really the site of a battle, which was pretty impressive.
But it was a site of a lot of other things along the way, and it became popular with the Irish, I think, mostly as a result of being the proximity to Boston, Dorchester, South Boston, those traditional Irish neighborhoods.
Yeah.
They like to have vacations and stuff too, so they, a lot of them came down here just to enjoy, and there was a famous family not too far from here that was known for run-rumming.
Okay.
So there might have been a little influence from that, from a very famous family that maybe, as the crow flies, about 1.5 miles away.
Very good. Let's keep the story there. Let's let the folklore live. But it's certainly something special here. And then, of course, I was looking. One of the biggest industries back in those days was the seaweed industry for the Irish. That was a big thing, because there was it was used for cooking, it was used for nutrition, it was used for a lot of different things. But a lot of business was generated around here of Irish folks getting into the seaweed industry.
Yeah, well, very well could have been. I never eaten seaweed, but understanding Irish food, that was probably a delicacy, I'm going to say.
Could have been something. Absolutely. So we're getting ready here. The parade will be stepping off pretty soon here as it comes down. We're looking forward to the groups as they come by. I want to give a shout out to, we are in the parking lot here of the Lobster Boat restaurant, which is not open right now, but it will be open in May.
Yeah.
And just in time for the tourist season, which is exciting, as you can see there. They've got the front end of a beautiful boat there. I went online because I'm a bit of a foodie. Have you ever had the surfing lobster here?
The surf and turf?
The surfing lobster. It's a 16-ounce Delmonico steak with lobster on top of it, surfing essentially.
Well, I know they used to have a sign that said surf and turf, but the surfing lobster, I've never had a surfing lobster.
You might be talking about the 4-pound lobster feast as well, which is another like staple here apparently.
That could be. All I can tell you is during the summertime, this parking lot is packed. It's tough to get into.
That's good.
And you go inside there, the view, it's right on top of the water.
Sure.
You feel like you're on a ship, and being seafood and everything. It's a great place, especially for people and the tourists to come and go to.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to take a look. Earlier today we talked with Dennis Hoyt, who is our resident golf expert. Dennis Hoyt, let's take it away. The town of Yarmouth golf professional. Dennis, thanks so much for joining me today. And, Yarmouth has such a unique thing. They've got 45 holes of golf here in town. Talk to me about that and why that's so important.
Yeah, it's one of the great things about our town. We have 45 holes of golf here. We have 2 golf courses, but they're all very different. We have the Bass River Golf Course, which is built in 1900.
Wow.
Historic course right on the river. Beautiful sights. It's a Donald Ross course, and it's a really nice place to play. Very different. Then across town we have the Bayberry Hills Golf Course, which has 27 holes, which features a 9-hole links course and our championship 18-hole course. And it's a very exciting thing, and we do a lot of business and tourist traffic come into the town. We do about 90,000 rounds combined a year.
Wow.
Which is a big thing for us, but it's a really great location for the town of Yarmouth.
And I understand you've got some upgrades coming soon for those 90,000 rounds. You've got some really cool things planned. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, right now our links course, which is right now under renovation, we're doing a $3 million project to redo all the irrigation, all the bunkers, etc., and new tee boxes, reshaping some of the holes to bring it up to tremendous championship quality. So we're very excited about that.
Well, if you ever needed a reason to come down to Yarmouth, there's the reason right there. Pack your clubs and come on down. Dennis Hoyt, thank you so much.
All right.
Happy St. Patrick's Day,
All
sir.
right, thanks. This is a great time to be out.
Fantastic. Are you a golfer?
Only when I have to be.
Okay. Yeah. Same here.
It's not good.
With ADHD, they don't allow me much on the golf course, but which is fine because I got plenty of other things to do. I don't know if my wife would really want me out there, all the time. But being here in Yarmouth, it's such a destination. To have that golf professional Dennis Hoyt here, I think that's excellent. I mean, that's really.
Oh my God! Yeah, the golf is wonderful. They do a great job with the courses, and there's some other courses around too. They've done a lot with recreation in Yarmouth as well. I mean, I'm partial to pickleball, by the way.
Okay.
But
good.
that's grown. You should see the courts they have in South Yarmouth.
Right.
10 beautiful, dedicated pickleball courts.
Okay.
And really incredible. I'm slightly addicted to that.
All right.
Not very good, but I enjoy it.
Hey, no, that's important so long as you're getting out there and enjoying it. This whole parade starts from an area, and there's a place over there we want to give a special mention to, Skull Island.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, I went there a couple years ago. That is an absolute beast of a destination. You got mini golf, you got the go-karts, you've got the indoor golf cart, you got ice cream. What more could you want as a kid? But Skull Island is a pretty special place. It's family-run, family-operated. Am I missing anything?
No, they've been there for probably 5 decades.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they help the community. They've always contributed to the community, which is huge in what we try to promote in Yarmouth. And the Nicanello family, or we call them O'Nicanello today.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
They are just wonderful people, and probably. But for the Nicanellos, that this might not even have take place right now.
Yeah.
Great place. It's morphed into things. I think it's for the tourists that come in the summertime. It's almost like a family tradition. You have to go there at least once and go through the mini golf and the driving range and the go-karts and all the different things.
They got the batting cages there too.
Well, I'm not sure if the batting cages still are in operation.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, you know.
But they were there. I used to take my son there a lot
Sure.
when he was in Little League and all that stuff.
That was just a few years ago, right?
Oh, yeah. I wish for those days, honestly.
It goes by fast. Well, we are expecting the parade to be coming down this way shortly here as we take a beautiful look here at the parade route flying overhead. Look, folks, if you're still in the area, there's plenty of great areas to come towards the end of the parade. Obviously, the route is shut down right now, but you could certainly park towards the end or park towards the beginning and make your way in. We're going to be going through as the parade goes on today. Right now, let's toss it over to Laurie and see what she's talking to.
Ready? Yeah. Hi, guys. There's lots of animals at this parade. I am a sucker for all things pony, horse related, obviously. Who are we with here today?
This is our mascot, Precious, from Mills River Rescue and Sanctuary in Marston's Mills, Mass. And we have a second little unicorn with us today, but I think she left us, Poppy, and she's a unicorn in training.
So these guys, they're rescues?
So these two, their mothers were the rescues, so they don't know a bad day in their life, but all the other ponies at the sanctuary are rescues.
Are they therapy ponies too, or?
Only for the volunteers.
That's really good therapy, right? Well,
and the community, you know, we go out into the community and the kids love it, and we hope to go into nursing homes soon.
And how many times have you been to this parade?
We've never been here. Our first parade was in Katuitt. That was our very first, so we hope to do more.
Well, welcome to the parade. We can't wait to see you marching down that route. Back to you guys.
We're very excited.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Laurie. Oh, look at that. We've got our parade animals ready to go. A perfect day for them. Nice and cool outside. And, you know, on a day like this, you kind of wish you have the same kind of coat that little pup has right there.
Yeah, that's true. But, you know, I'm feeling pretty good. This is not a bad March day for Yarmouth. It's been a lot worse in the past.
Well, last year I believe it was pretty rainy as well.
Yeah, it's a little miserable,
hey,
but it was
okay.
fun. It always seems to be shining brightly during this parade.
It's always a great day for a parade. Speaking of a great day, we are, as we mentioned earlier, this is the first time this parade is being broadcast live and streamed all across, well, really the world, because that whole World Wide Web thing. You've got, you're aware of some people watching from far away.
Absolutely. Yarmouth resident, a former Yarmouth resident, Brendan Kahns, is over in Poland.
Okay.
He always would come to this parade, so he's not missing it this year either.
Great.
So we just got word on that. So a salute to him.
We'll have to do the math there to see exactly what time it is over there, and if he's up in the middle of the night watching. Of course, that's something we always face. A lot of folks who are into European soccer and either the Irish teams or the English teams, you know, if they're watching from here, they've got to adjust their schedule accordingly if they want to watch some of these crazy matches. But we've certainly had quite the showing of Irish and English stars here in New England with different teams that have come through and international teams, which is always exciting. Talk to me a little bit about the sports scene down here, because you got a lot of great youth sports and you got a great rec department here kind of pulling it all together for the whole family.
Yeah, well, we got a lot of different things like the soccer that they put in. It's become big. Now, I'm not truly a soccer fan, I must say. I'm a traditional American sports fan, but soccer's gotten used. They got some beautiful fields down off of Old Townhouse Road, which are filled. They got some up in West Yarmouth that are always being used. You got the summer softball, and the other thing about softball is the senior softball that it takes place. The leagues and now co-ed leagues at the beautiful Sandy Pond Recreation Center. Beautiful. That's it, and then in the summertime, they got the sailing programs for the kids, which is very popular, hard to get into because it fills up so quickly. So they do a tremendous job with the recreation here, because you're on Cape Cod. It's all about the relaxing the lifestyle a little bit, and for the kids here, we got to make sure we're taking care of that younger generation and give them the opportunities that they deserve.
As the parent of a 5-year-old, I'm always looking for those opportunities where we can burn out the energy, take them around, and to whether it be the play places or get them involved in sports. And so many people think of Cape Cod as being a summer tourist activity, but you've got those year-round residents that you have to take care of, and you have to, certainly cater to, because they're the lifeblood here. So that's great. So at this point, let's take another look at another package. Lori, who is our roving reporter for today, really is what she's doing there. Lori's got another look at some interesting stuff for us. Take it away, Lori.
Hi guys, I am back here talking to some really cute unicorns. These unicorns are actually Girl Scouts. What's a parade without some Girl Scouts? Are you guys excited to be here today?
Yes.
What are you looking forward to the most? Oh, okay. And what are you looking forward to the most?
Just seeing the crowds of people and all the big smiles on everybody's faces.
So I have to ask, whose idea was it to dress up like unicorns today? Was it your idea to dress up like a unicorn today?
We don't know.
It was a joint effort, I would say, because the theme is music and myth. So we wanted to be the rockin' unicorns, right, girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that seems pretty perfect. We can't wait to see you guys walking down the parade route. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Do you want to tell everybody at home?
Hey, are you wearing my gloves?
How about this? 3, 2, 1. We're going to say Happy St. Patrick's Day. You ready?
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
They didn't even wait for 3, 2, 1, but that was great. Back to you guys.
It doesn't get any better than that. Thank you to the troop 4516 for their participation there. We'll be seeing them march down in just a little bit. We can't talk about Girl Scouts without talking about Girl Scout cookies. Now, Chief, I'm going to ask you a it could be a very polarizing question. We don't like to get political here, but you know what? We're going to bring it to you straight. What is your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Oh, by far the mint.
This is why.
Absolutely.
This is why we're partnered up here today. And you know what? I like the Thin Mints in the freezer.
Oh, well, I'll eat them cold. I'll eat them hot. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I was at the Irish Village last night, and there was a whole Girl Scout display. And unfortunately, I was on the scale yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, but I'm gonna pick up a couple boxes.
Yeah.
They go quick.
All right. Well, I think we're getting a guest over here right now.
Hey, it's
we go.
Mikey O'Brien, Lieutenant Mike O'Brien.
Look at
How
that.
are you?
Thank you. You got a parade behind you that's following you, or what?
Yeah.
We got them coming.
So you got about 100 yards, and then they're here.
That's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much.
That's great. He runs the whole show behind the scenes, there's a lot more than people realize what they do to get this and make it kick off safely and efficiently.
That is
Thanks.
so great. All right.
Safe, guys.
Good luck. Thank you, Lieutenant. You talk about just the amount of dedication from the various police departments here, especially in town here. So much goes on behind the scenes that people don't even think about. He's been out here since probably 4 or 5 o'clock this morning with his teams, and even the overnight guys that hopefully are getting a good night's rest at this point because they have to work later today. It's a nonstop job when you're getting ready for something of this magnitude.
Sure, and it's teamwork with all the other agencies. There's a lot that happens, planning ahead of time. The nice thing is there's kind of a template that's been set. That's why it's nice keeping it in one location. But what most people don't realize is some of the stuff that you don't see.
Sure.
Your safety is being attended to. And I can't go into detail on
Sure.
what all that
Absolutely.
is, but honest to God, the effort that our men and women in blue, and they got our fire departments out here, we are ready to do whatever has to. I say we. I still think I'm a cop, but I'm retired.
Well, that's okay.
But they're ready. They
Yeah.
prepare. There's equipment and personnel in all places, and it does put a little bit of a strain because we're not like. We don't have 1,000 police officers around the area. So we come together, we regionalize, get our assets put in place, and they're there. And, hopefully everybody can, just so everybody can enjoy it.
Absolutely. And, of course, if you ever want to be part of that, I know there's always a constant recruitment drive going on. And, you're always looking for, young folks to step into the role. It's a great profession. It's a great career. And it can open up a lot of doors beyond just law enforcement. It can lead to different careers in many different ways of public service.
Yeah, there's all different things. And we want, if you want to be a police, you want a great job where your community needs you, come be a police officer, firefighter positions. But we need young people. And there are other opportunities. Even myself, I did 43 years on the Army Police. Now I'm using some of what I learned. I now work for the Fraternal Order of Police in Massachusetts, and my job is to stand up for cops.
Sure.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
And that's something that we developed through my career.
43 years on the force. He started when he was 5 years old, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go. You do the math and figure it out. You can see how old he is right here. We're getting really excited. Bass River Sports World, another great sponsor of the parade today, as well as the All Triangle Club and Cape Cod 5, which when I was coming down today, out to the Cape this morning, right over in Hyannis, Cape Cod 5, beautiful, big location, huge.
Oh my God. Like state of the art. It's really an interesting story because I have a lot of intimate detail about that building. It doesn't look like a Cape Cod building.
Sure.
And that was designed to attract workers.
Yeah.
And they moved it towards the Mid-Cape to have a little bit more. They're a great bank because they're a locally owned bank.
Yeah. Yep.
And I can tell you, they helped me out when I needed help.
Sure.
And was able to give back to them. But that is an amazing facility up there. And some of the detail inside that had to be adjusted because of COVID when they were just opening up.
Right.
It's a modern. It was really quite a thing. But they're a great community bank.
Speaking of COVID, obviously 4 years ago we were all in a bit of flux, but the parade went on during that COVID year, socially distanced, or we didn't know what we didn't know. That was really something special. But there was no interruption in the tradition continuing on. So a little bit of luck of the Irish there.
Well, yeah, and then the next year it was put off.
Okay.
But we did a halfway to St. Patrick's Parade. So we did it in September, which quite honestly is not a bad idea.
Absolutely. Coming through right now, we see some of our fine police officers there on the motorcycles. It's and you're starting to see as you get a drone version and even some of our cameras there on the sidelines as they're coming down. Vehicles that are. These aren't just show parade pieces. These are pieces that are used each and every day, and perhaps during the summer more so than ever. But this is all great stuff here.
Yeah, that's after Willis driving that. And that vehicle there you see coming is
that a Bearcat?
That's a Bearcat.
Okay.
That was just put into use recently and very needed.
Okay.
It's an armored vehicle, carries a regional SWAT team on Cape Cod.
Okay.
It's a professional team of officers who put their lives on the line, but that vehicle there is special, and thank God we have it because if I could go into detail on what they went through the other day, and has happened before, thank God we have it.
That's awesome. That's so great. And so they're coming down the line here as they come, bringing the parade right behind it, which is always good to see. And you know what? We're starting to see the crowds fill up as well. We're starting to see the kids out here. They're emerging from underneath the piles of blankets that their parents put them in.
Yeah,
which is always great. So
wait till the candy starts coming out.
Absolutely. Well, hey, it's always a good thing. And of course, we've got a bit of a river, a bit of a stream right behind us, and there's a bridge there, which a couple of years ago we had to. I understand that we had to get a Sherman tank over it.
Yeah, that was. They were rebuilding the bridge, and it was half constructed, and a tank is a lot of weight,
so I've heard.
So we were like, I don't know if that's going to make it. But yeah, Sherman will watch a tank, and here we go. This is part of the motorcycle crew. That's a Yarmouth officer.
Wow.
But the Cape Cod regional team has a host of them. They train every year. Now look at these kids coming.
Look at that. Right there we are seeing now the Boston Police Gayla column of pipe and drums. This is really something pretty spectacular. They've been around for quite some time, and recently in 1996 the Cork City St. Patrick's Day Parade in Ireland, they were over there. They won some recognition as well, and look, the trophy that they won in Cork City has only been awarded to one band in the United States, and that's the band right there, the pipe and drums, as they start coming down. I see the marching stick, the leader there. He's got the up, so I believe we're going to be treated to a tune here in just a moment. Let's take a listen. I mean, it doesn't get any more quintessential and classic sounding like that. The Boston Police Gayla column of pipe and drums, and they look sharp in their uniforms there and marching on down. They just bring the sound of the season, really, is what you're seeing, which is truly impressive. And I mean, if you had to do a rough estimate, I'm thinking you saw about 40 pipes and drummers there, which is great. Everybody looks great. Now, is that our Grand Marshals there? That would be, ladies and gentlemen, the Wolf Tones, who it's so exciting to have them here because they are on their final farewell tour. They are joining us in the United States here. They're actually here for another couple of weeks, and this will be their final time in the United States as a band. The Wolf Tones, they are an Irish rebel music band. They incorporate traditional Irish music in their songs. They were formed in 1963, and you know, they've got quite a history. If you look them up online, you can see them performing all over the place. Today is March, what's today? March 9th. They are performing tonight up in Boston, but they will also be performing up and down the East Coast. I was looking at some of their schedules, so it's truly a pleasure to have them here today as they go through. And just really, it's something special because, like I said, you know, from 1963 till that's 60 years of performing, 61 years of performing. You thought you had the record of 43 years on the, so that's quite impressive. And glad to have them here. That would be Brian Warfield, Noel Nagel, and Tommy Byrne. And, there are canine officers as well, giving them a nice little break there.
That is a canine. Those are all Yarmouth officers, tremendous canine, and we had a strong tradition of canine in Yarmouth since the late 60s. And I can tell you more because canine's near and dear to us in Yarmouth.
Sure.
Because of, you know, we've gone through some tough times.
Sure, absolutely. Yep. No, we're very familiar with that, and obviously the difficulties and the losses over the past few years and whatnot. Of course, that certainly plays into it. But it's great to see that you guys keep that tradition alive. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot of resources, but it's such an invaluable resources, not only for operations, but also in the the public perception and really they're the unofficial, the official, the universal sign of let's make a kid happy.
You're hitting the nail on the head. It's all when we're trying to interact with the community to build relation, to build confidence. Canine is a wonderful way to do it.
Absolutely.
And there's an addition to the canine. You're probably going to see him later. We have a dog that's in the school now. Officer Sean Brewer has a dog he brings into school, and the thing's beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Those little therapeutic dogs, and I know they bring them into, in certain departments they share them with the local hospitals and stuff to bring them to the kids to provide a little bit of normalcy as they're going through their treatments or they're going through different things. So it's such a, it's no longer single line use. It's multifaceted. Really when it comes down to it. And of course, the Cape Cod Police Canine Relief Fund is a retirement fund built by donations from compassionate individuals and civic-minded local businesses. If you want to learn more about that, you can certainly seek them out. The Cape and Island Police Canine Relief Fund. They could always use your support as they take care of these pups who do so much and give back and help us here. And I don't need any introduction or instruction there on the uniforms you're seeing right there. That standard Massachusetts State Police uniform. Of course, the motorcycles have gone rumbling by, and now we see the formation of Massachusetts State Troopers here, all participating. Great to see them.
They're quite a group. State Police have a lot of assets across the state, and we can't appreciate them enough for coming down to do this. Now, interesting fact about the State Police and the leadership, the last 3 State Police colonels all worked here in Yarmouth.
Really?
Yes.
How about that?
Yeah. And Colonel Mon, he was a local officer in Harwich, and now he's running the State Police and doing one heck of a job. And we're proud of these men and women. They're there when we need assistance on pretty much anything. And they almost never say no. And there's their pipe and drum. We should listen to them because they're outstanding as well.
Let's take a listen. As the caissons go marching along, of course, we have the Massachusetts State Police Mounted Command there. A couple beautiful horses coming through as well. I mean, that is just, when you see them come through, you're out at events, you see the Mounted Command, you get a sense of peace, and because you know that high above those beautiful horses, you got fully trained and really capable state troopers that are just there to help provide any sort of resource and security and safety as they go through there. Now, who do we have coming up here? Let's take a look.
I think.
Oh, that's our natural resources group.
Well, I think that's the Yarmouth Police Family Group.
Okay.
Honest to God, I believe I saw them working on the trailer yesterday, and let me see if we can. I can identify who's. I'm going to turn around so I can see him closer.
Oh yeah, you got.
Oh yeah, there's Chief Lennon. See him up there with the gold hat up there.
Absolutely, looks great.
Look at them. That's the whole YPD family. Hey, there's Kathy Curran. Look at that up there.
All right.
Oh yeah.
That looks great.
And there's a bunch of the family members. Yeah, I'm getting hungry. Throw me something, please.
There you go.
Yeah.
Policing.
There's Antini's, there's Monty. Yeah, the whole group up there. This is wonderful.
Police work is such a family business, even those who aren't in the uniform, of course. You know, perhaps the spouse that has to stay home with the kids, and, you know, sometimes things happen and it takes a little longer. But thank them for joining us here. It's great to see them. Of course, we got our Eastham Police as well, also part of the Cape. They got the motorcycle unit there from them.
Yeah.
We got some of the tunes coming.
Provincetown.
Look at that.
Wellfleet. Yeah, that's the Cape Cod Regional Motorcycle Unit. There's about 30 members of them that train across the lake. Now, here's an impressive group. I'll let you speak to that.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, we've got the USS Constitution. The old Ironsides, as she is known, coming through. They joined us here for this amazing parade, and we are going to be joined in just a moment by their commander. It would be Billie June Farrell, who is originally from Kentucky. She attended the United States Naval Academy and was commissioned in 2004 with a Bachelor's of Science. And now she's head of the ship, and she's won many different awards. It's great to have you. Do we have you now there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you for having me.
Maybe not yet, but we're working on it there. They'll get the technical stuff, but let's talk about her award. She won 2 Meritorious Service Medals, 4 Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medals, and 3 Meritorious Unit Commendation Medals. A lot more than I've ever earned in my life, Chief. I mean, that is quite an accomplishment there. Billie June Farrell, the commander of the USS Constitution there. We'll see if we can get her linked up there, but it's always great to have a wonderful unit there from old Ironsides, and quite the history there. She can hear us.
Commander Farrell here.
Do we have you now there, Commander?
I'm here.
All right. Well, it's great to have her there. Commander, tell us what it's like. How is it going out there?
It's been amazing. Every day I get to represent the United States Navy and all the active duty women.
Sorry.
No.
The commander I met 2 years ago, she was the master here, and I was the man of the year.
Okay.
In the parade, so we got to have a good chat with each other. Impressive woman, and you think of where she's from, and now she's running a ship.
Sure.
Not just a ship, like an old ship that they have to do amazing things, and a lot of the sailors have to learn how to run that thing.
Yeah, that's quite impressive to keep it going. Of course, the older the boat gets, the more work you have to put into it. Let's switch it up here, because right now we've got one of the things that I think the kids look most forward to, and I thought originally it was a Dr. Seuss book, but ladies and gentlemen, Goat on a Float. We got multiple goats as they come on through there. Don't be confused. It's not Tom Brady. It's not the greatest of all times. These are actual goats. Some with unicorn horns too. You never know what you're going to get over there. But the Goat on a Float joining us here today. It's always a crowd favorite. People love to see them as they come on through. And then of course the Mills River Pony Rescue. Of course, they're a farm dedicated to rescuing animals in need of rescue or sanctuary. It started with the owner, Patty Maroney, back in 2017, and it's become an official 501c3 nonprofit, and it's a wonderful thing. So if you're looking to get involved right there, that's certainly something you can learn more about. The Mills River Pony Rescue. So much great stuff here happening today. Of course, we want to thank also our donors and our sponsors, Seaside Pool Service. You know, certainly a good time to start thinking about getting your pool service. Seaside Pool Service, Xfinity, they do a great job as well in bringing, connecting throughout the Cape Cod area. The Sons of Erin and Nauset Disposal, because, you know, at some point we're going to have to clean up all this stuff. So we want to reach out to Nauset Disposal there. All right.
Hey, a little bit on Nauset Disposal. Great growing Cape Cod company. They contribute to so many things. A big heart, and former owner Sean DeLude, his story's incredible, and his philanthropy is unmatchable.
That is fantastic. All right, who do we have here? Is this, I'm going to venture to guess that this would be the Yarmouth Minutemen coming down the pipe here. Let's listen. The Yarmouth Minutemen, a non-profit colonial reenactment group. They're located here on Cape Cod, and they have members throughout the South Shore and Cape Cod, from Plymouth to East End. They are in parades. They do Revolutionary War battle reenactments, living history encampments, school visits for presentations. It's a family-friendly, and they're always open to new members who want any who are looking to join. The only requirement, you got to have an interest in local colonial history, so you can participate as a civilian or military personnel. Lots of great stuff there. And pretty soon we'll also be joined by members of the Wareham Minutemen and Militia, and a sister group, which they are a sister group based in Wareham as well, part of them today, which is always great to see. So we appreciate them coming down and keeping that living history alive. The drums are always very impressive. They're tuned by ropes. I can tell you that as a drummer myself, which is not easy to do. And the drumsticks might as well be 2x4s because they're very heavy and not always balanced. But they do a great job at keeping the beat.
Hey, yeah, they really do. And as like the pipe and drums, when it's cold out, especially the pipers and the ones it takes a lot to get them going and warmed up. They really literally have to warm up. But yeah, that beat really gets you going. You can see where when they were used in battle or whatever to do the different signals they had to do, it would kind of get you pumped up to get your courage up.
Absolutely. Now, I know we just had the Cape Cod Maritime Museum join us here, so I'm just flipping through the script to find them as well. And looks like they have their boat number 2. Museum boat number 2. I'm sure there was a boat number 1 somewhere. Do you know where boat number 1 is?
Boat number 1? Hopefully it didn't sink.
Maybe it's indoors, and boat number 2 has made it out here. Of course, Cape Cod 5. Here they are, the community bank whose mission is to enrich the lives of all those
That's
they
a happy
serve.
guy.
Absolutely. And look, they go back last year. They gave back over $1.8 million to organizations making a positive impact in our region. You think about the Cape Cod region, $1.8 million, that goes far when it comes to helping out the communities here and those who are the lifeblood. So that's really great to see. And, we got a baseball team there, the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. That's the Cape League.
Oh, that's Cape League, yeah. Tremendous asset to the town of Yarmouth. And across the Cape. I mean, there's a large percentage of Major League ball players that come out of the Cape League. And they've won several championships over the past few years. Matter of fact, one of one of the kids that we used to work for us for the summer back in the late 80s, right? Wasn't much of a player with the team, but ended up going to the Atlanta Braves and then on to the Florida Marlins. And in both times he was with them, they won the World Series. He played in the World Series.
Wow.
Mike Mordecai, yeah.
Okay, all right, very good. Well, excellent. Yeah, Cape Cod League is wonderful. Dan Roach, who obviously from WBZ fame, is known for coming down here just to come pick up those games there. And, I have a tight connection with the Worcester Red Sox. We get some players there, and even in AAA right now, and even in the majors, a couple years ago, they came down here, and of course, Cape League baseball. They stay with host families. It's really it's a collegiate, summertime thing for them. But it is great baseball. It's great for the sport. It continues because you really got to see baseball through the eyes of a child, and that's what they look forward to as they grow up. It doesn't end with Little League and T-ball. You can go right up through college into the pros.
When you go to a Cape League game, when you're there, you're really up close and personal. When you hear that pitch coming, you hear it sizzle that you really don't hear in a Major League bat. Then when you hear the bat crack, it's like a sound that, you haven't heard something like it. Just brings back almost memories, especially for an old guy like me. We used wooden bats when we were a kid, so they use wooden bats in the Cape League, and it's a great event if you have the time to take in a game.
Come on down. There's lots of it. It's a great little interleague there play. All right, now we have the Barnstable Yarmouth Lions Club, and they've got the Dream Car there. Look at that. That's quite a sight. Do you get a lot of those kind of cars coming down the roadways here, Chief?
I've been retired for a year and a half now. I quite honestly don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
There you go.
I don't know what that is, but it's quite impressive.
Something fun for the kids. We got the Stilt Walker. Extraordinary Arts LLC. We got the Stilt Walker up there. As they make their way down, I can barely keep balance on my own 2 feet. Never mind putting stilts underneath me, Chief. I don't know about you, but
I could tell you, she probably has a hard time playing pickleball with those.
I would imagine that it might be an advantage.
No, I don't think so.
No, you would know better there, but
I'd probably win playing against her. I'm going to think.
There you go. But kids, kids love to see the different attractions here. Who do we have here now? Let's see. That's a big John Deere.
That is a big truck.
We get the keys to that. Maybe we can play Cape Cod Firewood. There we go. We could certainly use a little
No,
fire.
It's a bright sunny day here in Yarmouth.
Absolutely, that's right.
Right on the water.
It's where you want to be. But there you go, Cape Cod Firewood. Of course, they're a huge sponsor for this, and being here, which is great to have them part of this. And look, in the wintertime, sometimes you get the power knocked out. What's better than a wood stove?
That's
there?
Right.
And you got great resources here. That's certainly a giant logging device there, logging machine.
When I first looked at it, I thought there was a bunch of bananas on the back there or something.
It's not fooling you, folks. That's not the Chiquita Banana Factory. That is certainly a John Deere grappler right there. And who else do we have here? The Osterville Ice Company. Fantastic. All right, who's
great
this band?
day for that.
Who's this band? Let's listen.
Story.
All right, very good. As they come through, fantastic sound. I'm not sure, is that Fireland Dixie?
I don't know what it is.
But they're great. They sounded good. And now we're looking at our, let's see, we have our Donate Life truck here.
Yeah.
Okay. They come on through.
Boy, what a thing that is when someone can donate something to make someone else's life better or even save someone else's life.
Absolutely.
So it's underestimated. You never hear anything about that, and maybe you put it on your driver's license. But boy, when you're in need,
Absolutely.
you gotta do it.
Of course, for the years now, it's no secret all across the country there's been a blood shortage. So if you're able to help with that, but also becoming an organ donor, that makes a huge difference. So is that your original cruiser there, Chief?
Geez, that's very nice of you to say that, but not far from it. I think that's like a 65 or so. That thing's pretty squared away.
Well, when you're new on the force, I know you get the oldest vehicle. So
yeah, there were three of us got hired together. We had an old Dodge, and we were on the same shift number, one on days, midnights, and 4 to 12. We had the ceremony of passing of the keys because we got the crappiest car. I had to bang the light up top.
Fantastic. Yarmouth Parks and Recreation, the martial arts program there as they come on down. Martial arts, such a great thing for kids of all ages, even adults. I've got some friends of mine that have recently discovered martial arts in its various forms, and they've become addicted. It's changed their lives in positive ways, and of course, the younger you start, the better you feel right there.
Yeah, it's good. It's another program that gets kids involved, and Yarmouth Parks and Recreation, a lot of the town services, they got job openings.
Okay.
So check the town's websites, whether you're DPW, Yarmouth is a great employer. So check them out. There's jobs to be had.
Fantastic.
Okay, well, the wind has died down a little bit, so it feels a little better.
Yeah, it's warming up here.
I'm getting a little concerned because that tide's still coming in.
Well, hey, it's all right.
Oh, here we go.
We brought the life jackets. We've got
Girl Scouts.
The Dennis Yarmouth Girl Scouts joining us here as they pass on by, which is great to see them. And, of course, their participation is always welcome. And, the Girl Scouts do so much for building character, confidence, and courage amongst their participants there. So
yeah,
great. I wonder if they get a badge or a patch for being here today. I would assume there's some kind of a special award for braving the parade elements here.
But it's so good. Again, it's another one of those community things that kids need to get involved in, and sometimes gets lost in today's environment where there's such the social life has changed for these young kids, and maybe there's not an interaction because we got social media and different technologies that change the way that traditionally people were brought up. But keeping the Girl Scouts going like that, and I'd like them a little more if they brought over a box of those mint chocolate cookies.
Well, that could come. I think we get that closer towards the end of the parade. We get to do that, but also just as equally as important as the Girl Scouts are the leaders who volunteer and dedicate their time to making it happen. Of course, we're in the throes of cookie season, so anytime you see an opportunity, it's the best investment you can make right there for some delicious cookies and to help out the Girl Scouts there. The Yarmouth Chamber of Commerce. Of course, they're certainly busy this time of year as they're getting ready for the for the spring and the summer season, and certainly all the businesses start really swelling up because that's when Yarmouth comes alive even more so than it is throughout the year.
Right, they're busy year round. They do a lot of work, try to promote the local businesses, try to help encourage new business to come in. There's a lot of assets that they can offer to businesses in selling Cape Cod, not just Yarmouth, but all of Cape Cod. The funny thing about the Yarmouth Chamber of Commerce, they're located in our old police station.
Okay.
Right here up on Route 28 in West Yarmouth. So it's kind of funny. I was in there recently, and it just brings back those memories on how it was and different things that happened in that building, and it's kind of cool.
That's so great, and of course the services they provide and making connections, it's really is what it's all about. Everybody's so focused on their own individual businesses here, and it takes a lot to keep it going, especially in various circumstances. But the Chamber of Commerce, making those whole connections happen, and really providing the events and they just know. They're kind of like the matchmaker. They're the matching up who needs what. And you need a supplier for this, and that person is a good supplier of that. So that's always great. So great to have them with us. Mary, can you hear us?
I can hear you. How you doing?
Hi, Mary. So great to have you. What's the parade route been like?
Oh, it's fantastic. Everybody's having a fantastic time today. Great weather. That's what it's all about here in Yarmouth.
All right, well, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us here. Stay warm in that truck. Keep having fun. You guys got the great music going.
Thank you.
Well, we couldn't hear him. Here's another, Greg. Which group is this? Irish American police officers?
Let's see.
No?
What do we have here? Let's take a listen.
Well, that was the Irish American Police Officers Pipe and Drum. They're a great group. Matter of fact, one of the Barnstable Police Lieutenants, retired, is just walked by us. Dave Cameron. He does so much with this group. Go to a lot of events and funerals, etc., and really dedicated and add a lot to a lot of different things and special occasions. Really good.
Now, right behind them is another division of law enforcement. That would be the sheriffs there, the Barnstable group there. For those who don't know, what is the difference between a police officer and the sheriff's department? Because you work together, but you have separate responsibilities.
Yeah, it's quite different, but yet in the same family. Generally, the sheriffs take care of the jails, transport prisoners back and forth to court. That's their main function. But then they have some ancillary duties. They're not necessarily out there in the streets stopping cars like in than other states, where those are mostly in unincorporated areas. But in Massachusetts, that's generally not the case. But they do have assets that can supplant, not supplant, but help us out in times. Like they do have some canine. They have a crime scene investigation unit that does all the fingerprinting and pictures and certain things, and some other community assets that help us out. And the sheriff's always willing to help out, and always has been. And new Sheriff Buckley apparently has done a lot to change things a little bit for the local policing.
Now, I believe we have Community Connections, which is they're joining us now as they're coming through, and their vision is to be a leader in providing comprehensive and innovative services that promote community inclusion and improve the lives of those with varying abilities. And it's always great to have them, and they do such a great job at connecting resources together and making everybody feel included and welcome, which is just that's the whole spirit of St. Patrick's Day. Everybody is together.
Yeah, they're quite a group, and the people that work there are special people that work out helping those that need help. They have a big showing down here on the Cape.
Now, the sign on that float says "Eat more seafood." I will certainly do that, but I think you have a story about this fine organization here.
Which one is it? Eat more seafood.
That's is that Andrea's?
Oh, Andrea's. Oh, yeah, right there. I didn't see the name there.
There you go.
But yeah, they're located right in front of us here, over here.
Okay.
Right. So I was a summer officer in 1977, so that was a little while ago, and I was working right down the street here one day in the summer, and this cloud started looking pretty weird.
Okay.
And I was like, what the heck's going on here? And I look up, and sure enough, there's a darn tornado.
Oh, geez.
Came right up where we're sitting, right here.
Yeah,
right here.
the
Came
water,
right across. There was a boat right in front of their restaurant. It flipped that boat up in the air, and it landed right over there in front of Captain Parker's.
Wow.
And I'm just a 19-year-old summer kid. I'm like, oh, my God, what the hell's going on? I'm getting out of here.
What'd you get yourself into?
No one told me what to do in a tornado.
Well, it's one of those things you make it up as you go there. Cape Cod Healthcare Emergency Department and Urgent Care, great to have them, of course. Very much superheroes throughout the pandemic and beyond now. And, of course, if you're down here in this area and you ever need any kind of medical care, we hope you don't, but when you do, they're there for you, and that's always they're wonderful. Transitions Center Incorporated. Now, they are a nonprofit organization that works with neurodiverse adults, and they help promote independence for all their members. They support 3 different programs: rehabilitation, community employment, and individual residential support. So it's great to have them there. Transition Center, really helping not only the individual, but the families and the loved ones surrounding them to adapt and overcome and really make the most out of life and enjoy it and do it in a way, because sometimes there's services available that they just don't know. It's hard to do the research if you're taking care of a loved one. You only have so much time, but groups like transition centers, really, they're the experts. They're the ones that can bring that information to you and really connect you with that, which is a wonderful thing.
And there's such a diverse amount of needs, and no one is alike. And the family situation, support mechanisms, etc. So having these types of organizations out there to help keep people engaged and getting through their lives, it's special.
Beautiful thing. The Cape Cod Senior Softball League. You're a little too young for it right now, Chief, but maybe in the future you'll be able to play with them.
Yeah, right. I still play with our Yarmouth police team, but I say that lightly because I just show up. The Cape Cod Police Softball League is the longest running league on Cape Cod. So I play with them, but again, it's not pretty. I only play if I have to. But these guys, they put on a great tournament. At the end of the year, they have so many people that come down for that weekend and a couple weeks during the week because they're retired, most of them.
Absolutely.
So they can play during the week.
Hey, whatever keeps you out there, keeps you young, feeling active, and that's good. And, of course, we're promoting Diamond Sports, which is always fun and exciting. Are we going to have a chance maybe to chat with one of the coaches there? Hello. It's great to see you. How's the parade so far?
You talking to me? Yeah, this is the greatest parade ever. I'm with senior softball. We're recruiting new players. We're age 50 to 150.
Well, we appreciate you being here today. Thanks so much for joining us. And we'll let you keep up with the rest of your group there.
Thank
Was he
you.
giving us some type of hand signals?
It might have been. I think so, perhaps.
Yeah.
The pitch clock may have run out on but it's all good. It's all good.
Looked like he had a jetpack on, too. I don't know.
Well, he's ready to go. He's got his baseball bats. I'm sure he's got my grandfather, passed years ago, but he was in one of those senior leagues, and he always had, a 5-gallon bucket of softballs down there, and it's just they're everywhere. You can't get rid of them.
I sit by and watch them sometimes because they won't let me play. So they are incredible. It keeps them going. You see some people 75, 80 years old out there smacking the ball around. It's pretty good. Look at this group.
Look at that. All right, let's take a look here. Who do we have coming down as they walk through? Now, look, that may look like a small cannon.
Yeah, but how about the...
and a couple barefooted...
yeah.
Oh, there we go, baby.
Yeah.
Well, they do have flip-flops on. Okay, I was a little worried they were walking barefooted down the street. Well, maybe they are, but hey.
It's a Bommy 37, so...
It's good for them.
Why not?
Absolutely. Thanks for being here. I believe that was the Ancient Mariners Connecticut Fife and Drum Corps. They were founded in 1959, and they join us here today. Also joining us today is the Health Ministry. They're the leading 501c3 nonprofit organization serving the Brazilian community on Cape Cod. They provide direct services, collaboration with governmental and nonprofit organization, and they help over 3,000 residents on Cape Cod, many of whom use multiple services many times a year.
There's a large Brazilian population on Cape Cod, and has been for quite some time. But and the influences on the business community are very apparent.
Sure.
And all good.
Fantastic. Now, there's no questioning; those are certainly Clydesdale horses, beautiful as they look there, well manicured and well taken care of, and just beautiful animals as they come down. The kids love seeing it, and of course they've decked out there with their shamrocks on the mane there, the HKS Clydesdales. Great to have them with us here. Beautiful
looking.
Yeah, such a beautiful creature there, and
looks like they ran out of beer though.
Well,
usually in the back.
They have to restock.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's about halfway through. They'll restock, and as they come on through, so many great stuff.
Look at those impressive animals, though.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, they were up at the end. We got to have a nice picture taken next to them, and you stand next to them, it's like, oh my goodness.
Oh, you feel small, absolutely. Of course, we want to thank some of our great sponsors: Cape Cod Healthcare, Star Market and Shaw's, of course, and Yarmouth Fish and Lobster. They are wonderful sponsors here, along with Cape Cod Irish Village and the Cara Group Travel. Hey, if you got to take a ride, if you got to take a trip, perhaps to Ireland, maybe you give Cara Group Travel a call there and check it out. And of course, Roger Christensen's Tax Solutions. I mean, I think this is their season. Aside from St. Patrick's Day, it's also the tax season. So maybe we won't see too many of them here, but they're here supporting.
No, they're sitting home with their tablets and 5 different screens doing their thing.
Good luck.
Look at that thing, huh?
Simple Signs. Look, that's a very funky wrap there.
Simple
I like that.
Signs, great organization. They used to be right up the street here.
Okay.
They really came through for us in a big way. A few years ago when we had a strategy, and they're a good organization. They do good stuff.
Good.
And it's amazing how quickly they get things done. Pretty impressive.
Absolutely. We got some cosplay. Mario. Look at that.
Yeah, Mario doesn't look like he's doing too good.
He's doing all right. He's doing fine. So I tell you a funny story about Mario. My daughter comes home from school one day. Of course, we're not big Mario and Super Mario Brothers. She's a little girl. She has her kitchen and her dolls and everything. And she goes, Daddy, I want to play Mario and Greengy. I said, what?
Greengy.
Mario and Greengy. I said, you Luigi, the green guy? She goes, yeah, Greengy.
There he is.
So Mario and Greengy. And there's King Troopa, the little King Troopa being towed there by the Hyundai, which of course is notable in all the Mario Brother movies. That's how you know a Hyundai Sonata towing King Troopa behind him.
Okay.
There. I think I got that.
Well,
right.
I'm glad you know all that stuff because I'm a little I'm out of that.
Look, after Nintendo entered
there he is.
Nintendo won. There's Greengy. There you go. And
who's that guy?
That might be Wario. Luigi, yes, Luigi, yes, Green G, Luigi. My daughter would call him Green G, and that's what's stuck in my mind. So there you go.
That's pretty funny. That was a good.
All right,
now,
who do we have coming down here now? That would be the Cannelly School of Irish Dance. Sorry, I'm trying to read that as it comes by there, but yes, the Cannelly School of Irish Dance joined us here. Are they going to put on a performance? We'll see.
That would be great.
All right, let's watch.
There they go.
All right, if we tried to do that, you and I would end up with Cape Cod Healthcare. But nonetheless, now we have a group from Ukraine, the Ukrainian group changing the world. Of course, it's no secret. There's certainly some conflict going on over there, and we've, it's touched. It seems to have touched every corner of the world in various ways. Regardless, you have a group here from Ukraine. Just trying to promote some peace, and that's really all they want. So happy to have them joining here and standing with them. Follow them. We've got the Wellfleet Police Department.
Yeah, it's
they came down they came from quite a ways.
Quite a ways, yeah.
You're almost to the end.
That's right. People don't realize how long Cape Cod is. It goes. You go from the canal all the way on the P-town. It's got to be 50 plus miles. But Wellfleet down, a beautiful town. The chief down there is doing a good job with his officers. They got them to come up here, and look at this group coming through.
Yeah, we got the Longfellows Pub. They have prime rib every night after 4:30, and they've got quite a selection of steaks and delicious food. So certainly if you're looking to come on down, look, you can come on down to Cape Cod in the summertime. You certainly can. But if you come on down this time of year, you get a little easier traffic, and you might get a table a little faster right over there at the Longfellow Pub. It's great to see you coming on down. And, of course, they have a tribute this year because the theme is myth and music, and they're playing tribute this year to two musicians we recently lost. That would be the late, great Toby Keith, and, of course, the changes in latitude, changes in attitude.
Yeah.
Our good friend there, Jimmy Buffett. And,
nice
tribute to them.
That's nice. But Longfellows, if you want to get a prime rib in there, their reputation is they got the best ever.
Okay.
Every time I've gone in there, if you're not there by 6:30, forget it.
Okay.
I went in there last year. I got an end cut that might have been on there a little
on
too
the
long.
end. Yeah.
But it wasn't. But
even that was delicious.
It was. they do a great job.
Yep.
They refurbished the place over again. So it's doing good down there.
Now we've got the Cape Cod Trolley Company here behind us there, and they're available for special events and special occasions, followed by the Funk Bus. The Funk Bus, and then who do we have here? All Cape Truck Service with the giant rotator there. Good to see you. Thanks for coming down. Of course, those trucks, it's amazing how those trucks operate nowadays, and they're almost they're like video games. They just control them with a little bit with a little controller to move the rotator around, and which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's not just to tow trucks. Ironically, a couple of weeks ago there was a tragedy down in Florida where a plane had to crash on the highway. And my wife was going by the next day, and they had a big truck like that, just trying to put the plane onto a plane. So it's really
always there
amazing
to help.
Piece of equipment.
Always there to help. Quite impressive. We have somebody joining us now from the Marine Corps. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. It's great to have you here. How are you?
You talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
I am not from the Marine Corps.
Oh, you're not from the Marine Corps. Well, I was told you. Would you like to join?
My name is Father Tom Washburn. I'm actually the pastor of Holy Trinity Church in Harwich, just down the road here, and this is my first time coming to the parade.
Well, it's great to have you. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate having you here and being part of the funtivities for today. Thank you so much.
It's a great day, a lot of energy, a lot of fun, a lot of great floats.
But he's talking away pretty good there. I think I know what he's saying. He's having a great time and can't wait for the rest of the parade. I'm pretty sure that's what he just said.
There you go. And he's going to have a pint perhaps afterwards. So
might already had one.
Well, hey, got to do what you got to do. We are joined back here, the 19th annual Cape Cod St. Patrick's Day Parade. And, whether you're watching from wherever, if you're watching online, please be sure to put in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to see that, of course. And, of course, you can go onto the Facebook, the social media pages for the Cape Cod St. Patrick's Day Parade, and let us know, and let us know if you plan to come next year for the 20th annual.
Hey, on that subject, I got a text that it's being watched in France.
France?
Yeah. How do you like that?
Well, there you go. Worldwide.
It's also being watched in Florida.
This is your first time doing any kind of a TV appearance, and you're already international.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Make sure you sign that up. Put that on for the pay
resume.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's huge. Put it on your LinkedIn.
Yep.
It's you'll be fancy there. The Highland Light Scottish Pipe Band of Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Yep.
Here they come down. I think it's the perfect time to listen to a little bit of music. Let's hear what they have to present from the Highland Light Scottish Pipe Band.
Yeah, you listen to these pipes and drums, and they can be haunting in a good way,
Sure.
and sets emotion. And I talked earlier, the Boston police were down here. They were here when we had a funeral for the loss of Sergeant Sean Gannon. I'll never forget their music playing as we were entering the church. Really sets a tone. All of these groups, they participate as well. They're wonderful and really special.
Fantastic. Right behind them, the St. Pius X Knights of Columbus, and of course they were established back in October of 1990, and they've participated in parades from Provincetown all the way down to Hackensack to New Jersey, and great to have them join us here. The St. Pius X Knights of Columbus.
Yeah, St. Pius X is a small school down in South Yarmouth, goes up to the 8th grade. Really do a nice job down there. I had the pleasure as part of my job to high-five kids going into that school for 5 years in the morning. Best part of my career.
Yeah.
But great school. They do a nice job, and, a little bit of faith doesn't hurt anybody.
Absolutely. And of course, the Knights of Columbus, always great to have them. They do so much good in our community. They organize various fundraisers and support so many different, groups that need that little extra support. That's just a good group of people to have helping you out right there. Of course, we've got Coastal Medical Transportation. They've got a couple of ambulances there.
Yeah. Coastal, that's a local company, and they are growing like crazy. Young man from West Yarmouth really put this together and is doing one heck of a job. Did a great thing during COVID with some of the testing, but really they do a lot. So they're a great asset for Cape Cod.
Great to have them here, and more importantly, they haven't had to bail out of the parade to go to tend to anybody's medical needs. So that's always good to have them part. Looks like he's got his family there in the front of that rescue truck there. And some people don't realize, there's another alternative when it comes to medical care. It could be through the private industry there, Coastal Medical, and like you said, all across the country, those small private companies, they were instrumental in helping to set up the various testing processes and stuff. And okay, so between the medical and the fire department behind them, we've got our fire dancers here, Fireborn Performance Arts. We got fire dancers, flow artists, ninja, and talent agent. They flow with their batons, miraculously staying lit through the light, gentle breezes here of Yarmouth as they go through. Let's see their performance here.
He might have been a twirler in high school, I'm not sure, but then graduated to twirling fire.
Hey, you got to step it up somehow.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Okay.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
That's great, though. That's a great thing about a parade. You never know what's coming down the road. Oh. Hope that cart doesn't catch on fire either. That would be interesting. There he got the whole stage to himself.
Oh, the fire whip. Yes.
Fire whip. Oh,
yes.
Jesus.
Now, kids, don't try this at home. Fire safety is important. And I'll take this one as a 25-year volunteer firefighter. If your pillows catch fire, stop, drop, and roll.
Oh, I love it. Look at that. That is really – notice how nobody is near him.
Right.
That's pretty – no, we were pretty smart down here on the Cape.
Well, that's
most of us.
You guys have progressed forward for a reason.
Like I said, most everybody.
Right. Now, kids, this is not something to try at home with a jump rope. Again, this is trained professionals here. Fireborn Performance Arts.
Yeah, thank God.
Following right behind, ladies and gentlemen, almost as if right on cue, our local fire departments. Perhaps a few antique fire trucks coming as well, but it is great to see our local first responders down here who work in great concert and great synergy with the police departments.
They do, and they have their own thing. And one thing that's probably unknown about Cape Cod Hospital, it's the busiest emergency room in the state during the summertime.
Really?
Yeah, so they are humping. As a matter of fact, if you sit out here on a summer day on Route 28, you'll probably see 30, 40 ambulances going by for whatever reason, whether it be hot, fish hooks, and,
you name
in
it.
the hand.
Yeah,
you got it.
And they do a great job. Of course, you have some, some remote areas where you have to have your brush truck unit there available. And look at a beautiful tower truck there as well coming down.
Yeah, well, yeah. People will ask, it's Cape Cod. Why do you need a big ladder truck like that? Well, go take a look at Cape Cod Hospital, and that'll answer your question.
Now, is that little guy having the best day right there?
Oh, yeah.
Riding in Tower 41 in the parade. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, look at that. They also use that when we have different events. They'll drape a huge flag off of that.
Sure.
And boy, is that impressive to see Old Glory up there.
Yep, absolutely. And of course, let's not forget, you have an airport here, so you do have trucks that are equipped for airport services right behind there. You can see with that giant snorkel up the front there, the front end monitor, and.
And clearly, they like using their sirens a lot.
Well, it's comes with the territory, okay?
Yeah. I mean, look at all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's an older truck right there. That's an older piece of apparatus, believe it or not. It looks brand new, and it looks, it looks state of the art. But that is an older piece of trash. That's a. Perhaps an antique, as it were, in the fire service there.
And then you imagine the firefighters when they just have to drive one of those things. They have to roll that thing out in some of these streets. Matter of fact, I was up in the north end of Boston last week going through one of those narrow streets, and there was a fire truck coming the other way, and I'm like, oh my, what am I going to do? So thank God. I don't know how that fire truck driver managed to maneuver around things, but he did it.
It's a lot of luck.
Yep.
It's a lot of luck, a little bit of faith.
Yep.
Get you right on through there.
Yeah. That wind's picking up out here.
Yeah, that's
for those of you at home, it's probably 36, 37 degrees right now.
Perfect sailing weather. Hey, we want to bring aboard now the town administrator. Joining us here, town administrator Bob. Bob, it's great to see you.
What a great day for Yarmouth we have out here today.
This is beautiful, and what does it mean to you to have all this wonderful, these wonderful folks coming in from all around, thousands deep in your tiny little town of Yarmouth?
Well, it's been a long winter, and I think everyone's ready for spring. And this event is one of the funnest family events. It just brings people from all over, and I think everyone's ready for spring.
We certainly are for the warmth end of it. What are you looking forward to most this summer as your town population certainly is ready to swell?
Well, it's all about the clam chowder down here. Yarmouth is the clam chowder capital of New England, and every one of these restaurants along this road has a competition to see who has the best, and so that's what I look for.
It's not a...
Hey, Bob, it's Frank, your former employee. How are you doing? You look wonderful today.
I'm not reading you too well with your audio, but I gotta tell you, to see all of these people gathered, this is really a special day, and I think what our community is all about.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll let you get back to marching and shaking all the hands of the fine folks who've come out today, and we'll take you up on that chowder offer a little later. Absolutely. All right, we have the fine group here from the Aleppo. Of course,
they're quite a group.
Absolutely. When you get these, the Shriners out there, they're going to be doing all sorts, of course, from the hospitals that they support and the various causes. I mean, even thinking back to when you and I were kids, they had the cartoons talking about fire safety and just safety in general, getting that messaging across. The Shriners, nobody does it better. Yeah. And they always know how to attract the attention as well, because that's what they do with those funny cars. And
Shrine is a great organization, and I noticed they don't have any of those little trucks they usually drive around.
Well, they got the golf carts going on.
Golf carts, those are high tech.
Absolutely.
Those are not. Those are expensive piece of equipment. Each one of those is probably 20 grand easy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would like to bring to you Big Nick's Ride for the Fallen, and each year they hold a ride. This July it will be the 15th year. This ride is in honor of Marine Corporal Nicholas Exaros. All of the Cape Cod 16 fallen military. He was killed in action in Afghanistan in 2009. This is really a ride that does such a wonderful thing for his memory, and the memory of all those who were that have unfortunately we've lost. But it's also a great support for the family, the friends, and the community there. So it's always great to see. I believe we're going to have a guest at this time.
There he is.
There he is, Mr. Exaros. Thank you so much for joining us. Talk to us about being part of today's parade.
Oh, thank you. It's beautiful, but it's bittersweet too, because it's great to be in Yarmouth. This is where my family was raised, where I was a police officer. Now to be a state representative, I love coming back, seeing everybody. But it's bittersweet because it reminds me of losing Nick and everybody that is behind us with Big Nick's Ride. So Big Nick's motorcycle ride, 15 years. It's been 15 years since we lost Nicholas, who was born and raised in this town. And the community supported us, kept us going as a family, and today we celebrate. And so even though we lost a son and a brother, we celebrate.
That's really remarkable.
Freedom.
It's really remarkable.
Freedom and the love of country right here. All these Jeeps, all those flags, and actually that Jeep, the second one is Nick's Jeep. Wow. So we kept it all these years, and it's pulling the Big Nick's Ride trailer. So I think of Nick driving that Jeep.
Well, he's here looking over us today, certainly, and we appreciate everything that you've done to keep the spirit of his memory alive, as well as the others that have fallen. And of course, you have your ride coming up in July. If people want to learn more about that, they could certainly go on and become part of it in one way or another, whether it be actually in person or through financial support. It's so critical and such a wonderful tribute. That is something special, Chief.
Yeah.
When you have a family that turns the pain into something positive.
Yep.
Because it doesn't diminish it, but it helps. It helps you go on.
Well, absolutely. There's a thing called post-traumatic growth, and Steve Exaros is probably the best person I can think of to do this. And his heart is so large, it's bigger than him.
Yeah.
And he's touched so many lives. And with this tragedy, he and his family have brought it together. You're going to see. Just look at who's showing up today.
Yeah.
They help everybody. It's not just his family. They're helping everybody. His family is helping so many different people and different causes and veterans and people that aren't veterans, just people who are in need. And it exemplifies what Big Nick's Ride is. And losing Nick in Afghanistan was a heartfelt tragedy. But he's representing all the Cape Cod residents who were killed serving our country. And
all those who are participating in this display here are representing the best of what the humanity is in these trying circumstances right there. And the Irish certainly, you talk about a culture that reveres the memory of those that have gone before, and perhaps those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. That's certainly to the heart and core of the culture. And look, there's a lot of partying, there's a lot of great stuff, there's a lot of fun that goes into it, but deep down it's all about family and the faith and keeping that all together. So it's such a beautiful display. Even with the silly and the myth and the mirth of it all, right there, that's what it's all about. Yeah. Right there. Fantastic. Yeah, and so when you see the ride that starts up in Bourne, it goes down along the canal, down Route 6A, through Yarmouth Port, comes up
and goes right by Nick's former childhood home, back through his high school, where he went to school, and then they end down in South Yarmouth at Sea Dog Pub and have a little get-together. It changes a little bit every year, but that's primarily it. And great event. It's it's kind of like another honor parade along Route 6A from all the different towns. So it's a Cape event.
Fantastic. Hey, I want to give a shout out to some of our other sponsors here. David Heavenor Films, if you want to see a great recap in the past years and even perhaps this year, David Heavenor Films on the YouTube there. Simple Signs, we talked about them a little bit earlier. Allen Harbor Marine Sales. Now look, folks, on a day like today, you might not be thinking you want to get out on a boat, but in a few weeks, I assure you, you will. Yeah. Head on over there, and Mitsubishi Motors as well, Cape Cod, RTA, and of course, WROL 100.3 FM. Great sponsors, all of them. We appreciate all their efforts as we continue this parade, as we continue here on this 19th annual Cape Cod St. Patrick's Day Parade.
You ever seen so many Jeeps at once?
It's a beautiful, hey, listen, as a former Jeep owner, it's a beautiful sight. Yeah. You know, speaking of Jeeps, I have actually had my Jeep serviced at Platinum Auto Service because I know he does a special work on Jeeps, and years ago I needed a little something special for the Jeep, brought it on down to the group over there at Platinum Auto Service, and of course they're a great sponsor. We gotta thank the Massachusetts DOT, the state auditor as well. You know, they're doing great work. 5-star bus, St. Pius X, and all of our Celtic friends, individual donors. You know, if you want to go online, folks, you can go on to the Cape Cod St. Patrick's Day Parade website. You can become a donor, help support this as it continues to grow, because look, hey, we're going to be here next year as well. The parade will be here. Despite whatever the Mother Nature throws at you, this parade goes on, and it's exciting. And, you know, now that we're doing the televised version, it's seen literally by millions.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Yeah, one thing about the DOT, Department of Transportation, a few years back we had, I think it was 2013, we had like 2 major storms, snowstorms in the winter, like in mid-February. Mm-hmm. And it was very like, oh my God, we got the parade coming up. Of course, we're early March, it's still winter. And like, how are we going to get these streets cleared in time? But Rep. Tim Whalen, at the time, he was a bull. He got a hold of the Department of Transportation. They said, you get down to our town and you clear these streets. So they brought down, it was amazing. It was a transformation overnight.
It's amazing.
Put the parade on.
You get these people that just get things done. Another person who gets things done, that would be our own Laurie Sullivan joining us now. Laurie, I believe you're out there on the parade route. What's happening? Who do you got?
Hi, guys. Yes, I am here, and as you can see behind me, there is a load of happy parade growers. If you're watching from home, thank you so much. Yarmouth is so proud and happy to be hosting the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Thousands of people have shown up today, coming in this morning, setting up their chairs, getting all excited to get a front row seat to this parade. It's been nothing but excitement. Lots of green, as you can see, and lots of big smiles, and I think they're smiling not just because of the parade, but because there's something that's not here today, and it's the rain.
That's right. That's right. You did a great job keeping off the rain, and of course, you've been certainly a big part of bringing this into the homes of people all across the worldwide there, of course, with the partners over at Sociable LLC, you know, to bring this whole parade to the next level, being televised there as you go through. And, you know, there will be recaps of this parade done in various forms, and people will see it on different channels all throughout New England, which is very exciting. We're glad you're tuned in. Even if you're tuned in live online, it's great to have you here with us today. I know what I see back there. A little ways back there, you see the roaming railroad, and this is perhaps one of the greatest greatest inventions ever. It's trackless. This train is state of the art, and it goes anywhere. It goes all over. Different events throughout New England. I've seen it up in New Hampshire. I've seen it in Rhode Island. I've seen it here in Massachusetts. The roaming railroad. It's wonderful. Look at that. And of course, it's you got a great ride if you happen to get on that train today. Right there, coming on through.
Look at that.
We've also got Shaw's there, and
hey, what a shout out to the supermarkets and the Shaw's workers during COVID. Like, everybody else had it kind of like locked down, right?
Oh, yeah.
But those workers had to be there to service us.
Yeah.
And they were. And they talk about people that were necessary.
Yeah.
It was them.
Yeah, we think about it now that we're 4 years away from, the pandemic and, that time. And, regardless, it's, in the moment, people stepped up and did what they had to do. And, of course, we have the South Shore Community Action Council, Healthy Food on the Move, as it were. The Garden Club of Yarmouth. Now, look, the bright colors will be coming soon for those garden clubs. I hope they're ready with their rakes and their different spades and the shovels and everything. They're getting ready because the garden club, they're here. This is their first year being part of this.
Well, you got to watch what they do around the town at all the intersections. They plant the flowers, weed them, etc. And I got to talk to them because I'm also known as Farmer Frank.
Oh, okay.
And I have a mini apple orchard at home. And
okay.
Some days it's good, sometimes it's not.
Well,
so I need to really get it figured out. But
they just celebrated their 50th anniversary in 2023, and it's so great to have them joining us here today. Now, who do we have here coming up? Let's see. I see a ukulele. Not exactly sure that's going to carry through, but you know what? They're here, they're happy, and we're glad to have them.
Look at that. All these floats are so different. They put some effort into it.
Absolutely.
Another one of those things to engage our Cape Cod community.
Hamco flagpoles. You want to get a nice, flagpole, a nice flag on the front lawn there. They'll even give you the yard arm, so you could put across a couple different flags as you'd like. And of course, they have Daisy below there. And
well, at NAMCO, they at a training center, there was a Sean Gannon training center we built. They saw that we didn't have a flagpole.
Okay.
And they just said, "Hey, we're putting one in."
They took care of it.
They came over, put it up, beautiful.
Fine folks over there at Hamco Flagpoles. The new Irish Village over in Hyannis. Go check it out.
Yeah, there's a big Irish festival there after the parade. It's actually probably going on now, but the majority of the people are here right now. But as a matter of fact, I'm going to be heading up there as soon as I'm done here.
You're going to be signing autographs because the worldwide fame will follow you, sir.
I don't know. They're going to run me out of Yarmouth, so that's why I got to get up there. Hey, across the street here, another thing about Yarmouth is the Witter Pirate Museum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, unbelievable. I don't know if you know the story of the Witter pirate ship. Oh my God, it sunk in 1717 off a Wellfleet, and one of our local, Barry Clifford, a local guy, did some research, found the treasure. It was the only pirate ship ever found, and if you go in that museum over there, you'll be in awe of what's in there. And he says, wow, look at that.
Well, there you go.
All right. It brings a lot of questions when you see a truck like that.
Well,
look at that thing.
That's some people have hobbies.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. But you were talking about the treasure, the very treasure over there.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a new set of tires for that guy.
Yeah. So you go in that Witter Museum, you'll see coins, guns, unbelievable artifacts in there. It is like the best take on Cape Cod. I've probably been in there 20 times.
And we've talked about it. We've talked about it before as far as, now's a great time to come on down to the Cape. to Yarmouth to see these things before it gets a little too crazy with the summer tourist season. If that's something you want to do, now's a great time to come on down and support all these great businesses.
Whoa, look at that thing.
That's, you know, Chief, I'm only 5'4", so I need a little bit of help getting up there, you know, maybe a step ladder or so, but there you have it.
It does, you get asked why. Just simply have to ask why. But whatever, they have fun with it.
Cape and Islands Mitsubishi right there.
Look at that.
That's a super lift. I think you're supposed to have mud flaps, though, according to the RMV. I could be wrong, though.
That is unbelievable.
There we go. Cape Cod, Cape and Islands Kia.
Yeah, good group. They've
big supporters.
Sold a lot of cars on Cape Cod.
There you go. There we go. The Marine unit coming on down.
Okay, I just want to wonder if that was the missing boat from the earlier one.
Yeah, that's our natural resources.
Yeah.
Of course, they do such a great job, especially as the spring comes around, protecting the natural resources around Cape Cod. Look, Cape Cod has a bunch of beautiful waterways, one right behind us.
Yeah.
We want people to be safe. We want people to be respectful of the natural resources, and so everybody can enjoy it. And, of course, the officers there, you know, work hard to make sure that people are safe and also the environment's safe as well.
Yeah, they do that. And you know, it's funny. People think of Cape Cod as a summer place, but to see the real natural beauty of it, it's almost like in the winter you can see other things. It's just different, and there's beauty in the sand dunes and some of the territories around here.
Well,
it's
you have
just
some
stunning.
cranberry bogs as you come onto the Cape as well.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
it's
a
beautiful.
lot of cranberries. Yep. So, in fact, there's a couple of cranberries. You know, what happens with a cranberry bog, after you don't farm it for a few years, you can't touch it. You have to let it go back to nature.
Okay.
So that's happened there's a big one up by Cape Cod Hospital. There's a beautiful bog that they own the property, but they couldn't farm it because they're not in the farming business.
Sure.
But now it's overgrown. It's going back to nature.
Okay. Well, hey, that's the natural cycle. We got JT.
Oh, JT's my man.
Let's take a listen.
JT Carter gonna see that end up barrels way. Happy St. Patty's Day, y'all. Here we go. We gotta make it. Come on. Nobody, baby. Nobody, baby. Happy St. Patty's Day. You gotta do better than that. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Happy St. Patty's Day to you, JT.
JT is one of the most happiest person in the world.
He's a legend.
He is a legend. He actually was a DJ at my retirement party.
Okay.
And he is very special. He's a great human being. He spreads joy and happiness and upbeat for everybody on Cape Cod.
That's fantastic.
Hey, Sons of Erin, look at that.
There we are, Sons of Erin of Cape Cod here.
Yeah, they're right down the street. They got I'm sure they have a big crowd there. They'll have some music all afternoon. And they used to be in back of us down here, a little place, and then they got too big and they bought a restaurant up the street there. Funny thing about where the Sons of Erin is, we had an armed robbery there many years ago.
Okay.
And there was some shots fired, and one of the bullets is in the bar.
Oh,
so
well,
I
hey.
believe it's still there.
Well, we'll leave it there for evidence purposes, but the Sons of Erin, Cape Cod here, joining us today. Great to have them. And this is their season. They're excited.
Look at them. Yeah, they really do well. They bring a big crowd all year round. They also contribute to the community in so many different ways. And, it's one of the things. There's another Sons of Erin. I think it's up in Westfield, somewhere up that way. So it's a sister club.
I like it. Cape Cod BMX here with their bikes. It's good to see that they're wearing their helmets and all the protective gear. Of course, that's a key component, especially for any rider, but especially these BMX riders here. You know, they, well, and there you go.
I'm not sure I could do that anymore.
Well, you could, but just for a short bit of time. Then once again, Cape Cod Healthcare, we would certainly be able to see you there.
Yeah.
As they come on through. Upstream Aquatics. Every heart deserves to swim. It's a great way to keep yourself healthy and in shape. Upstream Aquatics.
Yeah.
All right, we got a band following them now. This is great. Let's take a listen, and while we're listening, maybe we can learn who the band is. That is the delightful sounds of the new Magnolia Jazz Band.
The new band.
The new one, replacing the old Magnolia.
Okay.
The new Magnolia Jazz Band right there.
Well, you know what's cool is that they're just out there having a good time.
That's it, absolutely.
And they're showing their skills, and listen to it. It brings a little happiness, and that's great.
Bobby Strong, great to have them here as participants in today's St. Patrick's Day parade. Thank you all for being here. Hello, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Well, it looks like the tide's turning back of us. We've been here for quite a while.
We've been here long enough that the tide is starting to turn, and which means we'll soon be nearing the end of our broadcast here. But this has certainly been a wonderful way to spend a Saturday here on Cape Cod in Yarmouth. The smallest float, but the happiest float? What makes them so happy?
That's a good question.
All right.
I have some thoughts that just came through.
Maybe it's rhetorical.
It could be. You know, it's awful green.
There you go.
Yeah.
The Irish tumbler.
Okay.
Very good.
Look at that. You got green hair.
I'm afraid.
Oh, look at that. The 67 GTO.
All right. There
I
we
would
go.
love one of those. My first car was a 1970 Pontiac Grand Prix.
Really?
Yeah. I was 17 years old when I bought it.
There
It was
you go.
only 4 years old.
Well, you know, it was impressive.
Look at that thing.
Yeah. It's great, and it's got that. Now that's, I believe, that's the speedometer on the hood scoop there.
Yeah,
that might be the one of the gauges there, which is so classic of all those. Some of those cars,
Muscle cars.
yeah, absolutely. They got
Yeah.
that gauge there.
Yeah.
There's just not enough room on the dash cluster.
Like you should kind of know how fast you're going by what you're seeing.
Absolutely.
You know?
There we go. There's a slightly older Jeep. I should say slightly older. It was before 2006 because it's got that old.
That's Miss Cape Cod teen.
There you
right
go.
There. Look at that.
All right.
Look at that. She got a little red hair to
And
her.
then we have the
Which one do we got here?
Miss Southeastern Massachusetts.
Look
Of
at
course,
that.
these programs do such a great job at promoting and scholarships and everything. It's great to have Miss Cape Cod. And
Another Miss Cape Cod.
absolutely. They're all
Wow.
coming down here now.
And this is, that's Miss Southeastern Mass right there. Look at her. Beautiful up there with her crown on, giving the Queen's wave.
Now we got some muscle cars coming through, some antiques.
Look at
as
that
it were.
truck.
There
What
you
is
go.
that?
That's an old Jeep truck, I'm being told. All right, very good.
Wow. That's got to be rare. Right? Four-wheel drive. Remember four-wheel drives were always like, nobody really would want them because they break all the time. Now they're
Now
automatic.
that Jeep we just showed there, that Jeep was thrown in the dryer a little too long. It shrunk. But the rest of the full-size Jeeps are around it to protect it, of course. And, of course, we have our contingent of antique and muscle cars. There's a Chevy 54 coming down through.
Wow.
Look at that.
Look at that. Yeah. I got an old truck at home, but it's not quite like these. It's a 1988 Ford F-250, but not in good shape like this. But
Well.
there's a reason why I keep it. Now, there's a great comparison there. There's a GTO, but it was not like the 67. Now, if I had a ticket, I'd probably give them. That's probably not the smartest thing
Well,
to do
yeah.
during a parade,
Well,
you know.
It happens.
But, yeah, it does.
As we come on through. Now, let's see. Who do we got here? We got some antique fire trucks. lobster roll cruises.
Oh.
Now, okay, Chief, I got to ask you a very important question here. There's different ways you can have a lobster roll. Are you a cold with the mayo, or are you a hot and buttered kind of guy?
Nah, I'm cold and mayo.
All right, so I will take the hot and buttered any day of the week.
Have you been on the, is that the lobster roll boat cruise?
I haven't, but, you know, now that I see it, that's why I asked. And
It's out of Sassoon Harbor in Dennis. It's beautiful. You go out there, they got this nice, good-sized boat. Probably 100 people can go on it.
Okay.
Takes you out for, like, cruise out in Cape Cod Bay. You get a lobster roll, and they have other things, too, if you don't like lobsters. You go out there, see the sunset or whatever time, come back. Beautiful.
Wow.
It's a great thing to do.
Fantastic.
Right down in Dennis.
And they've got some
it's an old fire truck,
antique truck right there, an antique pumper.
Yeah, someone was trying to throw some candy, but they couldn't throw it to us.
Oh.
Is that a Buick or is that a Chevy right there? Olds Cutlass, the blue one. That's a Thunderbird.
Fantastic looking.
Yeah.
With the curtains over the rear wheel.
Yeah, that's one there. I can't tell if that might be a old Cutlass, that blue one. Like a 69 or so.
Yeah.
The music's kind of joyous.
Of course, the parade starts to bunch up now because, you know, they're down towards the end of the parade and people are starting to disembark the parade route down further as we go.
Some of the marches, yeah. Yeah, I think that's an Oldsmobile.
GS68 right there.
Yeah. And I think that's a classic 57 Chevy or so.
Yep.
I guess.
55. That's 55? a 55. Judging by the license plate, that's a 1966 right there.
I was going to say that's a 66. My dad used to have a 66 Chevy pickup.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah, I saw him come home one day. They had wooden boards in the back and the floor, and I don't know what happened, but caught on fire in the back. Set the rope on fire and everything. So it was like, I don't know how he did that.
Well,
I have some theories. Oh,
the antique vehicles, you obviously you have car cruises throughout southern New England, and they're always fun to go and look at. And
yeah, I mean, they talk about the old cars and how they work, but honestly, you know, these newer vehicles, they seem to be built differently and better and last longer, even though, because some of these cars, they would rot out quite a bit. Looks like we're getting towards the end. There's an old Army Jeep. Look at that.
There you go. The straight six engine, of course, you can't kill it.
No, there's usually quite a collection of them in the parade. And I haven't seen too many today, but there's a little more to go. We might be nearing the end there. Yeah, I think we're getting towards the end.
Judging by the amount of regular, everyday vehicles behind, and of course, looks like we have right there some of Yarmouth's finest. Taking up with a vehicle in the rear there. Of course, we got there's a car full of kids there having a great time as they go through a day they certainly won't forget. That certainly, yes. According to my notes, Nauset Disposal. They are taking up the rear, and here we go. So this is very exciting.
Yeah, and you see the DPW truck. Yeah, we got DPW workers out here too that do a lot behind the scenes stuff, and they're a great organization.
Certainly.
They got a brand new building over there in West Yarmouth, and again, they do some behind the scenes stuff, and I think there's some job openings there if somebody needs a job.
Well, between the DPW, the police, and fire, for the town of Yarmouth, we are truly grateful and appreciative of all their time and extra effort that they put in to make this parade as spectacular as it is, because that's really what it's all about, is the community coming together.
Yeah, and there it is, signifying the end of the parade.
Now, I believe we're going to be chatting in a moment here with somebody. We have, I think we're getting ready to chat with Laurie to kind of wrap some things up. Laurie Sullivan, of course, from the town of Yarmouth. Laurie, do we have you on the headset there?
Hi, Ben. Hi, Paul.
This has been an unbelievable experience for me. This is my first Cape Cod St. Patrick's Day Parade here in Yarmouth. I just started working here in September, and I tell you, I've been welcomed with open arms in this really sleepy town and this beautiful community, and it has just been so fun and exciting to be here today.
Well, it's been a great effort by you and the entire team there. We've had a lot of great team meetings via web chats there, and it's certainly no small feat to put this whole thing together. So kudos to you and all the volunteers and everybody who's been out here today. Of course, as they're starting to pack things up, we're just excited and glad we could have been part of this. The first time they've televised this, and of course it'll be repackaged as we mentioned earlier and sent to various. And for posterity, you can go online and watch it back and see the various happy events as they unfolded today.
Well, yeah, it's been a tremendous event. And is Laurie still on with us?
I'm still here.
Hey, Laurie.
Yeah.
No, it's been a lot of fun, and you guys have been great, and this is the first time we've ever broadcast this parade live. Hopefully it won't be the last. If you've been watching from home, I hope you enjoyed it. We had a blast out here today. It's a little chilly, but like I said, there's no rain, so we were psyched.
That's true. So as we start to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for joining us here today. If you want to learn more about the Cape Cod St. Patrick's Day Parade, you can find them online. And, of course, you can see all the various sponsors and supporters throughout. Be sure to let them know you saw this broadcast and you appreciate their support of the Cape Cod St. Patrick's Day Parade. Chief, it's been a pleasure sitting with you here
the
entire
I appreciate
day.
the effort.
And it's been a great effort, and certainly looking forward to it. On behalf of the Chief, I'm Ben DeCastro. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll look forward to seeing you in 2025 here in Yarmouth, Massachusetts. Have a wonderful day and a very happy St. Patrick's Day season.